It's one thing falling in love with a house, picturing yourself moving in and calling it home, and quite another navigating the world of price negotiating, mortgage lenders, and finding the budget that works best for you. An agent who's a Realtor can make understanding that world easier. Realtors have the expertise, access to proprietary data, and tools to help you get from imagining living somewhere to actually doing it. That's the kind of help we can provide. Because that's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.
Walmart Plus members save on meeting up with friends. Save on having them over for dinner with free delivery with no hidden fees or markups. That's groceries, plus napkins, plus that vegetable chopper to make things a bit easier. Plus, members save on gas to go meet them in their neck of the woods. Plus, when you're ready for the ultimate sign of friendship, start a show together with your included Paramount Plus subscription. Walmart Plus members save on this plus so much more. Start a 30-day free trial at walmartplus.com. Paramount Plus Essential Plan only. Separate registration required. See Walmart Plus terms and conditions.
Today is the day you will lose fat. Come see Dr. T at NJ Diet.
Easiest diet I've ever done. It's changed my life. Come see Dr. T.
Using blood work and DNA testing. 1-855-5NJ-DIET and NJDiet.com. Change your life in only 40 days with NJ Diet.
Hey, yo, what's good? Check it out. This your boy, Elder Sensei, one half of the legendary Artifacts. You are right now in tune to my man, Tim Einenkel, at the library on rapstation.com. Let's get it popping, y'all. Artifacts. Peace, Elder Sensei. I'm out.
My next guest is an artist, performer, director, actor, author, entrepreneur. He has been spitting fire for years and has just released his newest album, Forever New. He's Queens, New York MC, Mr. Complex, and I want to welcome him to the library with Tim Einenkel. Thank you for coming.
Oh, thanks, man. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. So I want to start with the album. As mentioned, it's called Forever New, right?
Right.
Spelled N-E-W. But then the first track is Forever New, spelled N-U.
Yeah.
Look clear into the mirror, cause I'm a terror. New hole in your ass, so start reversing. So when you do, make it look like you just do and do. Do you really think you have a clue?
So if you look at that, if you just say it, you'd be like, all right, that's the title track of the album, right?
Right.
But obviously different spellings.
Yeah, I did it just so you wouldn't be so confused.
Right.
And when I put in my iTunes in my computer, I'm able to distinguish which is what.
So is there any other, like, I guess, meaning behind
The title?
Yeah,
the title is, the simple answer is like it's always going to be fresh.
Right.
You know what I mean? I make timeless music. I recently someone hit me. It was like, oh, we just found this song, Visualize. We love it. We're going to put it on our charts. And I'm like, you realize that's 20 years old? So it's like people, because I've been underground, I never reached the masses like at one time. It's like a certain community knows about my music. But if the masses did hear it, I'm sure I would have sold millions of records.
Right.
But, I didn't. I just, the underground, I've been surviving in that world. So my music is always going to be, found by new people every day,
For you, is that, I guess, more of the blessing that...
it has its pros and cons. It's frustrating because you wish sometimes that, you haven't heard my music? No. So every time I perform, I'm performing like you never heard of me before.
Right.
So I have that mentality. It's not like I was, I could get on stage and be like, Dizzy, Gillespie, play. And then everybody just sings your songs and
right.
I'm used to this. You know what I mean? So it's like you do work harder and you do have an edge because once you become in people's minds so hard, that's what they remember you for.
Right,
you know what I mean? So sometimes it's hard for those, classic artists, those pioneers, to do new music. And if you're an artist, you want to be an artist for your life, you're not going to stop being creative. You know what I mean? So it's like, if your main passion is making new music, and just imagine if you Rakim, you Kane, and you making incredible new rhymes, incredible new songs, but people just want to hear Set It Off.
Yeah.
Come on, man, I don't want to hear nothing new.
Right.
Just do the song we paid you for. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it could be frustrating, but for them, then it could be cool. It could be cool that Rob Bass, all he got to get up there and go, it takes two to make me go around.
Right.
I got some new incredible rhymes. We don't want to hear that.
Right.
But I can still do that.
I mean, I grew up listening to Ron Bass, but it was like, Ron Bass. It was Take Two, or Joy, Pump It Up. And I listened to his album as my age, 37. And there's this, I don't remember the name of the track, but there's a song there, and it's like, why wasn't that the track? Because he just destroys it lyrically. It wasn't like it's not a commercial track, but he just destroys it lyrically. Anyway, you mentioned just now Rakim, and in Forever New, the track, you mentioned him as well.
Right. Where you been? Makes me wanna go Rakim from like way back when. Sorry I left you, but I strong rhyme a step two. Now a step right back in the limelight, rhyme right in your face, hit you in your chest.
What impact did he have on you as an artist? And then also, Can You Believe Paid in Full is 30 years old?
Right. I just saw a couple of days ago. And you know how everybody's like the top 5 MCs, and everybody's always trying to pick, and people pretty much pick, the same ones. And I always like to I hate that question, that whatever the statement, question, whatever, because then it people forget about 50 other MCs that did incredible work too.
Right.
You know what I mean? They just wasn't as popular.
Right.
But when I saw Rakim just the other day, and I was always saying LL was my favorite, Coogee Rap might have been my second and up there. But as I saw Rakim again, I really was like, damn, he gotta be my favorite, It's just a lot about him,
Yeah.
The way he's really mastering the stage now more than he was when he made those records.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I seen him put the microphone to his vein like it was a needle when he did Microphone Fiend. And I was like, just that little subtle thing he was doing, I was like, yo! And he could tell he was having fun, And I was like, he was changing the songs up musically, and I was like, yo, he was really enjoying himself, and I was like, he's up there.
Right, definitely.
Yeah.
Another track on the album, Look at What You Did. So you listened to it, or I listened to it, and it seems to be a track about a relationship, about breaking up with a girl, and the impact that had on you. But then after I listened to it for a few times, and then after hearing the track, Then Was Then, I thought maybe it's more about your relationship with rap music and hip-hop culture. Am I... What is it about?
I'm a writer, so I do put a lot of my life into stuff, and then I do have the imagination to write about, fantasy.
Right.
So that song, yes, it is about, relationship, and my relationship, because of who I am, is music.
Right.
So it does have some of that in there. Like I was, married, divorced, kids, all that. And one of the strongest reasons it's hard to live in this business and have a family like that, life. So the music was not the scapegoat, but it was an element that was like, you gotta learn to live with me because I'm gonna be focused on this. A woman may want to be your number one attention, but if you have to tour and make music, she may get number 2 spot. Not to put numbers on them, but that was one of the reasons that broke up a few relationships, So in that song, Look at What You Did,
Right.
It is.
Right.
You can eat a cockatoo, hear it tastes like chicken, and hope you choking the bone. You got me forever tripping. Take that.
Speaking of Then Was Then, it's a great track that is also it's commentary about how there's no originality today. People just want to follow trends and get those numbers up. And they just want to stay in that one lane.
Right.
Like if you do something, everyone wants to be like a Drake or whatever. Mm-hmm. What do you think happened where artists now just want to follow that trend versus want to be something different?
Yeah, we didn't have, when we were coming up, everybody, when artists started popping up, and it was like, when I saw MCs, I thought they were a different type of person. You know what I mean? I was like, they was like the football team captain. They had to be the cool person to be a rapper. I was like, wow. You know what I mean? Until I met, some of them were my friends in high school.
Right.
But then when I started meeting MCs that I was seeing outside, and then I run up into them and you find out they're regular people.
Right.
You're like, wow, okay. So it was a different thing then to become an artist. You just had to be creative. A lot of them were nerds. A lot of them whatever. But now, because we didn't have the social media, the Facebook, the Instagrams and stuff like that, to where anybody could holler at a girl from their, room. Right. And their confidence level is higher because they're not really there.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then the whole thing of following and, sharing pictures and sharing memes, and it's that whole, this is what we do. I'm going to follow your friends. I'm going to go to your friends, and I'm like all your girls or your pretty girlfriends. I'm like, yo, why are you following all my friends, my female friends? These are my real friends. They're just Facebook. It's just Facebook.
Yeah.
So it's just the where we at right now, same with the rappers. It's like, I don't have to get on stage. I don't have to, fight my way to radio stations or do the things that I did. I could go in my bathroom, record a song, and put it up to the world right now. So it's like, I don't have to be original. I don't have to go to school. I don't need anybody's approval to tell me if I'm good or not. I don't need anything. So it's so much easier right now, and that's why you have everybody biting people's names, biting styles. Everybody sounds the same because there's no rules. It's like this little phone thing is like all I need to be a star if I wanted to be. And the only people that's going to be a star is the one that's making the most posts.
Right.
Yeah. Or do all the tricks that they do to make people follow them.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you think those people in the long run will just get weeded out and just be like a passing fad, or? Because
that's becoming an art form in itself. How did let's pick a girl.
Amber Rose?
Yeah, Amber Rose. There's a million of those. You know what I mean? But how did she become successful? You know what I mean? So it's a lottery. It's sort of a skill. You know what I mean? It's like a hustle that whatever. But there's like, I want to be just like her. She doesn't have any talent to do what? You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like, it's a skill too. So you can't say, all right, everybody has a phone. I'm going to be the next Amber Rose. I'm going to be the next Kardashian or whatever. But, there's people trying to do that.
Yeah, sure. I was speaking to Mr. Complex. His new album's Forever New. Complex, you said in an interview that you're not a fan of doing an album and getting a bunch of features on it just to sell yourself.
Right.
The quote was just to sell me. That was your quote. So when you look at an album and then you look at a track and you do have features on it, me as a listener, as a fan, as an interviewer, has to think, well, there has to be a really, really good reason why, someone like Complex would have a feature on it. So let's talk about the track "Gotta Get Home," which features Sadat X, General DV, Prince Po. Why those three on a track?
Making these music is almost like painting, and sometimes you need certain colors or certain, elements to make this picture, to make this project. When I had the track, first person I thought of was DV Christ. And I was like, I had the concept of the Gotta Get Home, and I hit him up, and I was like, yo, this is something I want to make, and encompass. He was like, yo, you should get Organized Confusion. It would be crazy, blah, blah, blah. You're the only one that could do that, And then, when he said that, I started thinking of Prince's writing style, and the way this song was coming together was like, it was just growing and was just growing. And then Pharrell was, he's like my best friend, and everybody's always expecting me to have him on it. But I was like, I want to reach out, a different direction. And the way Sadat rhymes, the way he paints his story, you think of, Funk Jump Up, and the way he was like, one day I was on a train, and you just remembered the way he put it together. So I was like, yo, he would put it, an ill slice of what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get everybody home, and I was like, there's so many different elements that people run into that may prevent us from getting home, like police, whatever in the city, fights, whatever.
Yeah.
So I was telling everybody, take something. And they was like, all right, I got you. And they just came back with their pieces, and then I was able to put together, and I added more female Nadine Michelle on there just to, glue some things together there and take it a little way. And it just came out. I never did a song like that besides from like Polyrhythmatics joints where I would have this many artists on one song. So I just tried something new.
Hit the point A is hard without a let me trying to get home.
Trying to get there.
Yeah.
Trying to get there.
Trying to get home.
I imagine also it's a trust thing, right? Like, you know that these artists could, well, I mean, you obviously know them really well, so you know that these artists would, you just give them the concept and then they just, you don't have to, like, hold their hand or anything throughout the whole thing.
Playing with this Metro card. I need a drink. Rage, what the fuck you think? Damn, I need a link. Wife got an attitude, kids ate up all the food. High sauce this maze and build my foundation and watch out for the strays. The camera got it all on tape, or he's telling. I don't want nothing.
So one of my favorite tracks on this whole album was Journey.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, man. Yeah, you was there. Yeah, I was there, but, tell them why you started rhyming. Give them the story.
Yeah, you're right. First off, R.I.P. Andre Kyles. Supposedly, Omega Supreme. Woe is me. Beats. Roll with me. So the world can see. Supposedly.
And it's obviously timeless, but it's also, I was reading up for our interview, and you created this hip hop autobiography, like pretty much as I was reading this interview about you. And I was listening to this track. I was like, oh, why am I reading the interview? I just have to listen to this track. Yeah. It tells us how you started as an artist and how you started writing and everything. What's the significance for you to release this track now?
At one point in time, I was almost like, this might be my last album. Just because I'm so heavy in the film world and it's just so difficult to record. This album took me 8 years to make.
Oh, wow.
And that song... the reason I started recording, my first producer.
When I ran with Dre, a.k.a. Omega Supreme, he take me around places. I be up on faces. He rolled Russ, he had all the aces.
He had got cancer, and I got a call from Farrell, was like, yo, call Dre, he's about to die. He's in the hospital. So I went. It was a hard call to make, and I went, and some of my other friends that we all went to high school with were there. And one of them, the producer, Mortal One, he came, and he told me that he started making beats late in the game. He was a correction officer. He retired early. He was like, yo, Dre taught me how to work the, machines and all. You got to come to the crib, check out my beats. Oh, wow. So that's what started, me coming back, because I was almost done with music. Then when I went back, he played me incredible stuff. And we started recording again. I was like back in Southside, Jamaica, Queens. I said, you know what, how about we just do a whole album, in the light of my man Dre, Omega Supreme. So that's what started that. And then just being back, and it just all the stories and stuff from me starting in my career, and it was almost like a Forrest Gump type story, because I was there at places when things happened, and it's just incredible stories that people really wouldn't believe, but it was just being there in Queens and having all these people around me, things just opened up.
He ran out the room screaming. Oh, looked at me like I was some sort of demon. He thought I had 2 tongues. I used to sing songs about King Kong playing ping pong, bing bong. Hardcore the dinosaur had a short lifetime. Mr. Complex right there in the pipeline.
So the story just came out. I just decided to tell it because it might be my last time making an album. And I said, hey, here you go.
To the barbershop. And these dudes, French over Sticky was up there doing the chop. Sticky said, yo, we should form some Queens Alliance. No one was made, it's a whole lot of silence. Till the guns buck in the air. Eyes right there like, look at this hair. And oh, got a deal in this other rapper named Nas.
A track that I thought was going to be asked you, well, is this your last album? Just because, I'm not asking you if this is your last album, but the song, a shout out song.
Right.
You give thanks to many people. And a name that stood out to me, another producer, composer, was Lee Stone.
Right.
And I think mostly because I interviewed Pharaoh in the past about PTSD, and he talks about Lee a lot. So, as mentioned, Lee's worked with Pharaoh, he's worked with Method Man, Shabam Sadiq, and many more. For you, why is Lee important to you?
Lee was a friend that lived a few blocks away from me when I first started. Again, my producer, Andre Kyles, when we first started making demos like 89, 90, he started working with Def Jam with Russell, and then he started touring, and then next you know he was working with CeCe Peniston. I had a manager, and then they just left for 7 months, you know, and I didn't know how to work the machines as well, but my man Lee knew a little bit. So when I used to go to the studio, I used to bring Lee with me, you know. Lee, come on, studio me. Then I bought an Akai 950, and I started buying equipment, just bringing it to Lee's crib until we started building a studio up over there. And then Lee started making beats. And I used to bring records over there, like samples, right here. And that's how we did Feel Me. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then I started bringing people over, Pawnee. Then I started bringing Pharaoh over. Next, you know, my time got limited. You know. Then Lee started getting successful projects, especially working with Pharaoh. Then that led him to, you know, other stuff. He got gold records on his wall now. But Lee was like one of my early producers that helped me bring out my sound. You know, helped me find who Mr. Complex was. Because even those earlier days, the producers that I was working with were trying to get me to be like the new R&B rapper. They was like, Will Smith is doing TV now. You could be the clean-cut storyteller, you know. And I was like, yo, it's Mr. Complex. Listen to that name. It's not going to be rhyming over R&B tracks, right. You know. And then when I remember they came back from tour, I played them some songs. They was mad, you know, like, what is this? This is what I did. And I was making beats at the time, you know, and it was like, this is my sound. Then I started finding the people that liked me and started building who Mr. Complex was. Lee was there to help me get a lot of that going.
I want to turn to film. You have this passion for film. You have this passion for music. You got a degree for film from the New York Film Academy. Mm-hmm. Did you pursue a degree in film as a backup plan originally, or was it another passion that you just...
Yeah, you know, I'm an artist from day one. I went to art and design high school. I could draw, paint, do everything, you know, photography.
Oh, you're those people I hate that could do these things.
It's just, I don't know, it's just my hand and my eye just work together, you know? And then the creativity come out. So it's like everything, if I sit down and if I wanted to be a cook, like when I worked on food shows, I was like, hey, this is almost being an artist too. You're creating in the kitchen, thinking of new things to put in your muffin or whatever, you know? But, you know, like 95, I said it in that song.
Yeah.
I put out the first record in 95. I went to film school in 95, you know. And it wasn't like backup. It just was those things I did. When I was in college, Fresco was in my class. I used to remember him, Fresco with Miz. And he had just won the championship or whatever it was. And then he used to tour. And he was touring with Ice Cube at the time. And I just remember being in class, and he's like, yo, I'm going to be gone. And he would tell me about some shows he did last night, and it was like just amazing to hear, you know?
Right.
And so I knew then, I was like, I'm going to try some music, you know? And my professor was like, yo, you can make 6 figures on your art alone. You don't even apply yourself. And it was like, yo, I'm going to rap. I don't want to do this shit, you know? And then it kept going back and forth. Like the art stuff died, and then I remember I ran to a friend's house that I went to NYU and was shooting a film in his house. I was like, what are you doing? And I was like, I want to do this. And then working in the airport, another friend went to film school, and he had a camera, and then we just shot stuff, just rebel stuff, and just crazy, and it just fell in love. But then it all plays a part in the film. You could put your music, your stories, everything into a movie. You could put your music, everything encompassed inside a movie. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then it just was like, I'm just doing it all. And then I still was doing the music for 95 and shooting films, but then Visualize came out in 97, kind of put the film on hold, because then I was touring around the world, and then, you know, it was music. And then I jumped back into the film, and the music started slowing down after, like, the millennium and September 11th slowed the industry down.
Has there ever been a time for you that you had a concept for a song, and then you kind of realized that it would be a better film, or vice versa?
Yes. I still have this one script called Revenge of the Sound Man that I wrote, and then organized and did a song. That's how long the script is, called Sound Man.
Right.
I'm on mic number one, Prince on mic number two. A little bit more, right there, yeah. One more, come on, come on, right, yes, right, yeah, come on, now.
Sort of similar to the way I remember to be the wordsmith. Pharaoh, God's gift of vocabulary. My personal soliloquy.
And it was more for my script, you know? And I wanted to use the song in the script. It's like so much I want to put in this movie. I still always saying I gotta make this movie just because it would be so crazy and musical and hip hop and authentic because it's a real artist making it, and I'm gonna be so creative. And I almost shot part of it with Sean Price a few years ago. It's one scene, and I'm regretting that I didn't get it done. But you know, I don't know. One day I'm gonna get the movies made. I'm finishing a documentary now, because she should be on the radio on independent female singers. It's been on that for like 6 years. I thought it would be easier to do a documentary than doing a scripted film, but I was wrong.
The new album, Forever New, Mr. Complex, thank you so much for joining me in the library with Tim and Cal.
Thank you, man. Thank you so much. Everybody following, hit me up, Plex.
Supposedly, Omega Supreme. Woe is me, beats, roll with me, so the world can see. Supposedly, woe is me, roll with me, so the world can see.
These boys from my building wrote a rhyme about me. I immediately had an outer body. I started glowing, the rhyme started flowing, skills started showing, minds was blowing, but I wasn't convinced. But when I went to school, I sat next to Prince. That's Poe with the flow, but I don't really know when raps would ever get a go. I slide to the lunchroom, and there Percy P would bring it to your doom. He bang on the tabletop, no I didn't get an eye, but Kwame did. This is before the polka dot, and that's my word. I came the rhythm maker, let your beats be heard. The art was dominant, stars was prominent. The bebop to rock by Kitty Muhammad, it was all a dream. When I ran with Trey, aka Omega Supreme, he take me around places, I be up on faces. He rolled Russ, he had all the aces. Then we go to DMX's house, as Davey D. You are the best. He flipped the SP, he put me to the test. Yes, it was fresh. I wish I had a camcorder when DMC came through, freestyling off some groundwater. I remember going to Q-Tip steps. This is right before the Check the Rhyme reps. I listened to his early struggle. The Malik was speaking, Jerobi would huddle. Houdini told me stories that even made me numb. They were like, fuck that friendship, first check, get a gun. I was blown away. But all these little gems made me who I am today. All these little gems made me who I am today. Supposedly, woe is me, roll with me, so the world could see. Story goes like this. Supposedly, woe is me, roll with me, so the world could see. Yeah, a big turning point was like in 87. I lived at 154, but I used to be on 157. At Monte G spot, it was like a melting pot. I used to see OC a lot. He lived across the street, and a cipher would start when our Pharaoh played the beat. The first time I rhymed, he ran out the room screaming. Oh, looked at me like I was some sort of demon. He thought I had two tongues. I used to sing songs about King Kong playing ping pong, bing bong. Hardcore the dinosaur had a short lifetime. So Mr. Complex is right there in the pipeline. I watched the crew from Simply 2. Nice, Sneak, and Rockwaller, just to name a few. Now me and O and Pharaoh were like three amigos. Yeah, we jump in my Jeep and all over the city, oh, we go. To the barbershop, and these dudes, Fredro and Sticky was up there doing the chop. Sticky said, yo, we should form some queens and lines. No one was made, it's a whole lot of silence. Till the guns buck in the air. Eyes right there like, look at this hair. Then O got a deal in this other rapper named Nas. Both on the empty search, he was sorta like Oz. The search man Mark had managed me, cause my old manager Damon got busy with CC when she sang Finally. And finally, I came into my own, to put in work with the one Lee Stone. Supposedly, woe is me, roll with me, so the world world could see.
Story goes like this.
Supposedly,
Born in Southside Jamaica.
woe is me.
You can relate, but don't hate.
Roll with me.
I'ma tell you the story, so
the world could see. You know, I got to saw Sunshine Hype in 95. I went to Film Academy in 95. Put my first record out in 95. And rap became my 9 to 5. But I was moonlighting in the PO. It was like PU. Had to get it at quick fast like POw. My style was to the left, but it was so much greater. Recorded some crazy ish, but spinner traveled the world with crossfader. Then you would soon see me flip the script and be all up on your TV, bumping shoulders with the likes of Dave Chappelle, Farrah Fawcett, Danny Glover. I wild people out, then they be asking me dumb questions like how come you got Will Ferrell up on your album? What's Vanessa Williams like in person? Why is Philip Seymour Hoffman impersonating me without rehearsing? It's all love, love, love. Some say it's designed for the man up above. I'm just here for the ride. I'm a ride to another plane crash into the building, or I lose my rhyming feeling. It's partially done dealing with this business. Fight my own fan from crumbs. I mean, really, what is this? I feel like exploding. I worked American Idol, Electric Company, and Nickelodeon.
I see the desire in his eyes of this kid named Aubrey. I wonder if he remember if he saw me. He was trying to get a deal blow off wherever it takes, and to see a fakes. 2 years later, kaboom, Drake.
Supposedly,
Whoa, 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 whoa.
woe is me.
Oh, 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 oh.
Roll with me.
Whoa, whoa,
So
whoa, whoa.
the world could see.
Story goes like this.
Supposedly,
Born in Southside Jamaica.
woe is me.
You can relate, but don't hate.
Roll with me.
I'ma tell you the
So
story, so
the world could see.
Is this house a good price compared to others in the area? Are prices going up or down? If I don't make an offer right this very moment, will I miss my chance? These are just some of the questions a home buyer might ask. And these are the sorts of questions an agent who is a Realtor can help answer. Because Realtors have the expertise, data, and access to specialty training to help you navigate the process of buying a home. They provide support, guidance, and have your back every step of the way. That's what Realtors do, because that's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.
Walmart Plus members save on meeting up with friends. Save on having them over for dinner with free delivery with no hidden fees or markups. That's groceries, plus napkins, plus that vegetable chopper to make things a bit easier. Plus, members save on gas to go meet them in their neck of the woods. Plus, when you're ready for the ultimate sign of friendship, start a show together with your included Paramount Plus subscription. Walmart Plus members save on this plus so much more. Start a 30-day free trial at walmartplus.com. Paramount Plus Essential Plan only. Separate registration required. See Walmart Plus terms and conditions.